Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of the river scene. In this one I made my 2 pours. I didn't show the first one, but I did talk about what went wrong and how I kind of trying to fix it. And I show you the second pour in here, as well as some changes I made to some foliage around there. So that's all I got for part 3. In the next part I will go into more of the little details on this river, but it is shaping up and looking pretty nicely, guys. So tune in and watch these segments on part 3. Guys, thanks for watching. Okay, so I just did the first pour. This took a bottle. This was the bottom here that came out, which is why it's a little bit different color. Not a big deal, because I think if this dries the way it should, like the top, it'll set up nicely. It won't really soak in too much. It should coat it really good to where I can just do another whole bottle with that green in it, and that'll cover that up a little bit. It does kind of look realistic, like there's soot or something at the bottom. That's kind of cool looking. But now what I'm going for, over here did really well coming down the river. So my layout kind of leans this way. So what I did underneath was I propped it up with some boards. I've got a little dam system going right here. This will come up and I'll just repaint this black. Not a big deal. It did really well here. So I'm going to have to kind of worry about when I re-pour it coming back this way, because I need to really fill in this low level areas in here. So just a little work. Another bottle here. I'm going to let this set up for a few days before I get another bottle. So also got a little on the floor, but I cleaned all that up. We're good. So the waterfall, I hope it dries like that did over there. I did do a little some changes here. I put in a few more trees up here on this ridge, also some more clump foliage in some spots. I think that fills out nicely. So I will do some other work over here on this side of the mountain as well, all well within this video series we're doing. So stay tuned. I'll come back, we'll have another pour, and we'll see. Actually, I'll show you first how this turned out. So this should set up by tomorrow morning. I've got to go now blow out the air bubbles, and I think that's it. Not very many air bubbles, just a few over here. So very good. Catch you guys next time. Well, we're about a week after the pour here, guys. So a few things. First of all, right here, I can see where it dripped over. Rookie mistake. I knew better. I need to run a line of caulk around here. Of course, I know how to repaint this and touch this up. I also have a board to put across here to keep it from flowing back over. So that's what we're going to do on the second pour. The only thing I had was this little like cut kind of opening that came on it. I'm not sure why that did that, but I put some realistic water and some glue in there. So when I pour over this, you won't see this. This will be okay. You can kind of see this is unlevel because another rookie mistake, and I even knew better. I came in the morning, next morning, touched it like here. Oh, let me see how dry it is. And I put 2 finger marks right here. I think you can kind of almost still see them. So, dumb rookie mistake, because there's a couple of little pieces in here. There were just little pieces of dirt or something that got in there as I was pouring. I didn't see them once I covered them up until after it dried. So I have since leveled this, tipping it back more this way, because it was this way and everything came down here down to this end, which looks nice. This is a nice thick layer of this, but I need to get it over this hump, and I need to get it like this all the way across the layout. Of course, I need to pour over this cut here. So that's what I need to do. I'm going to go ahead and prep this, get this ready. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you that second pour. But I also got in the mail today some Grand Central gems, so I'm going to use those well to fill in the mountain, all coming up here in this big long series of this river and mountain scene, finishing it up. So in the next segment we're going to pour, so stay tuned, guys. Alright, we're getting ready here to do the second pour. Cleaned all this off because I did get some little bits of debris on it when I was putting in some more foliage over here and up here. Over here on this inside I do have a line of caulk this time. I do have this nice and tight. piece here. Let me back up against the layout here. Shouldn't drip under that. It's up there pretty tight. It might, but that should keep it from really overflowing. That's what I want to do. This little dam made out of this caulk back here should keep that from overflowing as well. So I'm going to mix my color in, then I'm going to pour, and I'll show you that as I find an angle for the camera. Put on the tripod. Just did a few more things. Put this foliage in here. I think that looks really nice on this side. Kind of give it a little bit more on that end part there, as well as over there. I don't know. And then of course, you know, I added the extra pines. So there'll be other little details I'm going to do once this dries. So I'll get this to pouring. So let me find a good position for the camera and we'll get pouring. Hang on. Alright guys, I think I picked a good angle here. I'm shaking my water up now, getting it nice, and get that paint flowing through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start put a little in the cup so I can get back here and just pour lightly over that. But once I get to here, I'm coming straight out of the bottle. I'm really going to focus on this area back here, and then I kind of want it to match this little lip here where I covered up my mistake, put my 2 fingers in it, and then kind of also making sure I just work my way into this area here to cover it up good. So everything is looking like I've leveled it up a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and add my green in here, and we'll get to pouring this. My butt may block the camera here, so sorry about that if I do. I didn't mean to. So let's get back up here and do some pouring. And his cups are kind of bendable, so that's good. And I just want to make sure I get it coming out of here good. I may have got a little bit in here. That's good. Whoa, don't want too much coming over the little island there. Okay, looking good so far over here if you can see it, guys, but okay, this is definitely going a little bit better here. Actually, I kind of like this color a little bit better. Let me shake this up again. And now we're going to go straight out of the bottle and pour. So just got to make sure that I get matched up with this here. And back here is where I really need to focus on pouring. Just let it work this way a little bit. And we'll get her going here. Nice light bit in here. Okay. Should cover it up there nicely. Okay, it is flowing this way a little bit. That's good. Not quite like it was before. Whoa. I might get a little on the trees here. Easy fix. Just trimming that off a little bit. I've got doing good so far. And I'm just kind of working it back and forth now in this this area here, probably out of focus of the camera, but it's going a lot better so far for sure. So we'll see how this does. I'm almost to where I need to be, and guys, that is it for now. Let me get a little more up here, a little more up here. I'll just keep pouring it while it's really well mixed. So I think if this stays like it is, this stays like it looks now, this is going to turn out very nicely. It's not running towards me quite as much like it was the last time. So I do have this dam here. Not very many air bubbles. There are a few back there, as you can kind of maybe see right in here. So I got my straw, and guys, I'm gonna go start blowing out these air bubbles. Excuse my hand there, and just start working these air bubbles out. So once I do that, I'm gonna let this sit for 24 hours. So I'll come back about this time. It's about almost 9 o'clock tonight. So about 9 tomorrow night, I'll come down. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna check on it, of course, a few times during the day, see how it's doing. But I'm gonna let that sit for a good 24 hours. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm gonna show you what it looks like after setting for 24 hours. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna literally let it set up for a good week. So once I come back and show you what this looks like after it's kind of set up a little bit, I'm gonna actually put a canoe in here somewhere with my canoers, and then I will, of course, end this segment, and in the next segment we'll go on with the rest of the finishing this up. So hang tight, and I'll come back and I'll show you what this looks like more set up. But now I gotta go blow some bubbles, so hang on, I'll be right back. Well, we're back. This is about, say, 14 hours later from the pour. I can probably take this off today. This is dry. I'm going to paint it to match the color of that river. I may even shave that off a little bit because it just didn't come quite over the top like I thought. Once I leveled this out, I didn't have that problem, but I just wanted to make sure it didn't. Instead, it kind of flowed back there where the river is. It flowed over there a little bit. So I went the other way this time. A little bit of concern with these air bubbles. You can kind of see them in there. I see that in rivers. I'm a little bit afraid about them popping and making a hole. Over time, we'll see. This is still setting up, so we'll see. I'm not going to touch it. It is hardened up, but it's not all the way. I'm not going to really mess with this, like I said, for a couple days. Let it set for a good 2 to 3 days before I do anything else. We'll come in and take a look. Put my little boat in there. Looking good. You can see the little bubbles right in here. Definitely in here. A little concerned about that. Back here looked perfect. A little spot, I'm not sure what happened there, but that's it's, you know, you can't tell unless you get right over the top of it. This looks great back in here. The river looked really good, poured nice coming into it, but it did cover up my island. A little disappointed there, but nothing that can't be fixed. I'm just going to go around and put some foliage in that middle, and it's still going to have that fork and that island in there. So that's looking good. I have some trees to put back here. So all of that will be in part 4 when we start putting in details of this. So as I said, this will be a lengthy process for this, but it's coming along nicely. So as you can see, I think I mentioned in the last segment, the more trees, I really like that. There are a lot of little things to do around this river now. So if you can see, if I would come in here, right here would be the bridge. So I think when you put the bridge in, I think it will look very nice. I think it's going to turn out nice. I still have this little ridge here from where I poured over my finger prints the other day. I wish I wouldn't have done that and just let this pour do that for me. But a little bit of waves and stuff on there, it's going to hide that. So that's where I'm at. That concludes part 3, and we'll let this set up for a few days before I come back and do anything else. Mess with it that way. If I get any foliage or anything on it, it can clean up easy. You just brush it off. But I'm, like I said, a little concerned about the bubbles. We'll know in a couple days how it sets up, and over time, like I said, I may just make some little waves with the water effects, and that can hide those, and that might look nice. I don't want to really make it a rapid type river. I don't like that. I like the nice calm, like look back there with some foam where the waterfall comes in. So we have some things to do there. I'll show you. But shaping up, and we're getting closer to a nice looking scene on the railroad. A lot of things to do. So guys, stay tuned for part 4, and we'll start doing some of the little details to this. So very, very happy, I guess, with how this turned out. It could have been a lot worse. So some things we'll fix it in the next episode or next segment, guys. So thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit comment, share, all those good things, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 4.